the factory floor fails. This isn't about bad people. It's not about incompetence. And it's definitely not about naming companies. This is about systems that look productive but aren't. I want to talk today about a large company I work for, a successful one, good products, strong market position, solid revenue. On paper, they were doing everything right. But when problems showed up on the factory floor, their solutions was always the same. Meetings. Specifically, Thursday meetings. Thursdays were special. On Thursdays, we would maybe get 1 hour of real work done. The rest of the day, meetings, meetings about problems, meetings about other meetings, meetings to schedule future meetings. And the wild part, everyone treated it like it was normal. Calendars were full. Conference rooms were booked solid. People were busy from morning to afternoon. Busy, but not effective. For instance, I would get there, put my stuff down, fire my computer up, check my emails, and then head to the floor. I'd go by, there'd be a line down or several machines down, people just kind of wandering around. So then you would find what happened over the evening. And sure enough, the problem that you were about to go have a meeting for had happened again. So here's why meetings became the default fix. Meetings feel productive. They create visibility, documentation, action items, and follow-ups. They make leadership feel informed. They make managers feel involved. And they make teams feel like something is happening. But none of that means a problem is actually being solved. Because manufacturing doesn't improve through discussion alone. It improves through process correction. At this company, problems were treated like wounds. We just needed to cover. Something breaks, put a band-aid on it. Missed output, band-aid. Quality issues, different band-aid. Same mindset, different packaging. And the band-aids were impressive. Charts, dashboards, KPIs, color-coded slides. Everything looked controlled, but the problem never really went away. Let that sink in. Let me walk you through a typical Thursday. You come in early, you already know there's an issue on the line, maybe downtime, maybe scrap, maybe rework piling up. You're thinking, if I can just get 2 uninterrupted hours, I can fix this. But instead, you're headed into meeting number one. Meeting number one, status meeting. Everyone explains what happened, what they think happened, why it's urgent, why it's complicated. Lots of nodding, lots of note taking. Then someone says, we'll take this offline, which usually means we'll talk about it later. And yet another meeting. Meeting number two, different room, different mix of people, same problem. Now we're not diagnosing, we're just redescribing. Same issues, new words. Meeting number three. Now we're assigning tasks, not fixing the problem, assigning tasks around it. And by the end of the day, everyone is exhausted, but not from work. just from talking. Here's the core failure. They skipped the most important step in problem solving. They never asked, why is this happening in the first place? Instead, they asked, what should be done about it? That's backwards. You do not start with the solution. You start with the cause. Let's clear something up. Downtime is not a root cause. Scrap is not a root cause. Missed shipments are not a root cause. Those are all symptoms. Treating symptoms without diagnosing the cause is how plants slowly lose money without realizing it. This company loved closing problems. Once an action item was completed, the issue was considered solved, even if nothing changed in the floor. That's the illusion. But if it's a problem, because if a problem disappears on a spreadsheet, but not in reality, it's not solved. It's postponed. And a postponed problem always comes back. Here's something important. When you don't fix the real cause, the problem doesn't disappear. It moves. You fix downtime, quality drops. You fix output, safety incidents increase. You fix labor costs, turnover spikes. Everything in manufacturing is connected. You pull one lever without understanding the system, and something else snaps. This company was profitable. That made everything worse because good enough results hide bad systems. Leadership looked at numbers and said, we're doing fine. But fine isn't fixed. Fine is fragile. Here's how it should work. You see a problem. You don't call a meeting first. You go to the floor. You observe. You ask, when did this start? What changed? Who touches this process? What happens right before it fails? You work downward, layer by layer, until you hit something that actually causes the issue. Only after you find the root cause do you work back up. Now your solution has a foundation. It might be boring. It might be simple. It might not look impressive in a meeting, but it sticks. And sticking matters more than looking smart. Meetings are often used to replace discomfort because asking why can expose bad decisions, broken assumptions, poor system design, and that makes people uncomfortable. Band-aids are safer. This isn't just a big company problem. Small shops do the same thing, just faster. Something breaks, patch it. Breaks again, patch it harder. Still broken? Blame the operator. Same mistake, different scale. Here's the universal rule. If it keeps coming back, it wasn't fixed. Doesn't matter if it's quality, safety, output, maintenance, scheduling. If the root cause survives, the problem survives. This applies to lean initiatives, Six Sigma, automation, new equipment, ERP systems. No tool fixes a bad process. It just hides it faster. The real cost isn't obvious. It's burnout, frustration, turnover, tribal knowledge walking out the door, which happens a lot these days. Those don't show up in dashboards until it's too late. That company taught me something invaluable. Success does not mean health, and activity does not mean progress. Only systems tell the truth. That's why factory floor fail exists. Not to shame, not to attack, not to rant, but to expose habits that feel like problem solving and quietly destroys performance. Here's the takeaway. If your solution doesn't remove the source of the problem, it's not a solution. It's a delay. And delays are expensive. Manufacturing isn't fixed from the top down. It's fixed from the inside out. Fix the system, the results follow. So that pretty much does it for this episode. So please, if you like what you heard and want to see and hear more, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. And if you also want to be made aware next video, hit the little bell notification icon. And remember, because fixing symptoms isn't fixing anything. Thank you. Until the next time, this is Factory Floor Fails.